Okay, I guess this will end up being my Christmas video. And there's my water barrel all stuck on my deck. Not going to be using that for another few months, several months, because I don't have running water in my studio. But it was a very snowy day. This is December 19th. And so I've been clearing snow most of the day. When people ask me how long it takes to make something, I should probably include all the snow removal days. But it's always pretty to see the snow on the coastline. And I had one very courageous customer today. So I put my open flag out and somebody stopped in and bought some pots. So you just can never tell. But I've been moving snow all day, so it's a bit dirty looking at the moment, but not that much business on a snowy day in La Have. I thought we'd do a little quick highlights of an electric cone for clear glaze stencil firing. I took a couple of orders before Christmas and I've been rushing to get them ready, so the kiln wasn't completely full, but I had to get them ready because this is the last weekend before Christmas and it's stressful. Anyway, I will give you a quick glance of what I've got here. One of the pieces was from the videos, and that's out of the kiln now, but somebody wanted a set of plates with a simple stencil design, so I cut out dog stencils and basically put them over the black clay, which I'd sprayed on top of the white clay pot, and then sprayed white over the top of that, which I had to do 3 times to get a nice white, which is actually a creamy white anyway, but this lady wanted 6 plates with dogs. So, and then I ran out of my crow pieces. I showed you that in the last video, me carving one of these. So these are those bowls. This time of the year you never know what you're selling, so basically you try and keep up as best you can. But these ones are one of my classic designs from my studio. And this is the large piece that I showed. I didn't show me carving this because I did a tile piece that was the same technique, but this one is just for me to put in the showroom. So, but that one turned out pretty nice, and it's got a base to go with it. So these are more of the plates for that lady here. So that's a good thing for you to know, is always make a spare. And that way if one goes wrong, hopefully 2 don't go wrong, but I still have the 6 plates. I didn't show me painting these, but somebody ordered a flower teapot painted with flowers, like a traditional English style teapot. And I made a spare. So, but this was a lot of work to put in to make a spare, but I think it will sell to somebody else, no doubt. But I have 2 flower painted teapots, and that lady's going to be very happy, I think, because her favorite bird was a yellow finch. So I put a little yellow finch on top for the knob. So you just lift it up. It's easy to grip. You can do it with the handle or whatever, but I gave her a little yellow finch to put on top of that. Which one is this? That's this one. And there's the other little yellow finch. Both lids fit, so that's always good news. And then this was from previous. This has sit around for a while in my studio, but that's one of those cat stencil pieces with multi-layers. I have the platter that I was stencil removing, and I showed you how to put stencils on in a previous movie with a landscape bowl. But these are a huge amount of work, so I don't make those very often at all. And then we've got my bonus here. When I was making those plates, I had extra stencils cut, so I made a couple of bowls with assorted random dogs on these ones. And that lady, if she loves the dinner set, the guy buying it for her is going to have a birthday present potentially. So it's nice to make a few spares of anything, because you never know. This was got to be mailed out somewhere, I can't remember where, but this one was somebody wanted their own dog, like dachshunds, on a mug. So I did that for them. stilt fired. This is the base for that big jar, so it makes it up really tall then. And then the lid for that big jar is one of my whales. Alright, so that's that fire, let's see it. I don't know whether I'll use this or not. Well, there you go, that's the big jar anyway. It makes them very unstable when you put them on a base like that, so I'm not sure it's needed. But I glue it all together, but I'm not sure I'll use the base on that. I just made it as an option. So anyway, the teapot turned out very pretty. So I think this lady's going to be over the moon with that. So okay, I'm going to do a pre-Christmas couple of kiln unloading. It's too late for anybody to get anything for Christmas, so I'm not doing it for that reason. But I'm just going to post a video on Christmas Day and just show you some stuff that I've been doing. And I've been doing, as usual, as potters, we all make lots of coffee mugs. So there'll be a good substantial number of those in here, I'm sure. But I just sold 84 to another coffee shop. I think that's a good marketing thing for everybody to do, is hook up with a local coffee shop and make their mugs for them, as well as the ones they sell as well. But so here you go. So this is a cone 6, knocked down by 10 degrees, so it's just under cone 6, at 10 degrees Fahrenheit that is, and basically oxidation. So these are the whale tops that I did, so we'll see the jars are actually going to be out of the kiln next. And so this is the top of those jars that I made for the commission. There's 2 of these, so you can see a bit close up there, little sculpture bit there. So I had 2 of these, and there's the other one. So that's 10 Miku Gold, and that means this kiln cooled fast, because I would like it if it had cooled a bit slower, but this one seems to have cooled fast. Hopefully the other kiln will not cool quite as fast. There's very few flecks of gold in this because of how fast it cooled. And then I've been doing more of the landscape type mugs that I do. Bright blue, apple green, one of my oatmeals there, and then my yellow over the top. So to give that kind of landscape effect. So obviously I'm dipping, the inside is oatmeal as well. So I'm dipping like that with oatmeal, going down halfway just over, wishing it so it doesn't have a straight line. Swishing I should say, and then I dip the other side with the apple green and swish it so we get the curvy line, and then later on I will dip then blue. I wipe off the bottom with the green there and then dip the blue, so I get a pure blue and an overlap of blue and the green a little bit too as I dip the bottom, and then I dip the top in the yellow just to give it a warmth, like a summery glow. That one's very nice, I like that. I've been playing around with those pieces. This is speckle clay, and this is white clay. This is 5/16 Pottery Supply House. This is 455 Pottery Supply House. Same glaze effects in the 2 pieces. You can see more speckles in this one because the clay is speckled, but the same type of glaze effect, but we're using mouse grey or mouse brown as it is in the Mastering Cone 6 Glazes book, with my oatmeals and the blue on the bottom. This is just my regular blues, variegated blue, bright blue, with some oatmeal probably dipped over that one too. Apple green with the bright blue and some oatmeal over it. That's an actual order. And this is another one. She ordered 4 of these. So there's another one. This is the bright blue, variegated blue and oatmeal. There's another one the same there. The bright blue tends to go a bit greenish over the speckled clay. Sort of a deep turquoisey blue. Here's a case of the two clays, speckle clay and the white clay. So same glazing as this one I just talked about on that one, but with more speckles. Same glazing from top and bottom as with in the other piece, but with both smooth white clay 516, apple green, bright blue, oatmeal. Same again, oatmeal, and I dip white over the top on the to give it a little bit cloudy look. It has that sort of cloudiness in the sky kind of thing. Gives it more feeling of atmospherics, I guess. 10 Miku Gold. This was a really fast, cool firing. I'm going to slow the next firing down by the look of it, because it didn't do much in the gold, but the blue and the oatmeal turned out nice on it. Much deeper looking. This is bright blue, oatmeal, and variegated blue with some cranberry, just sort of slip trailing glazing. More of the same blues, dark blue, bright blue with oatmeal. I think I like the best ones when I do this is this bright blue with variegated blue and oatmeal. When I put the dark blue over it, it gets too blue. Blue is the color. I mean, everybody buys blue. I mean, I love the browns myself, but it's always the Randy's red especially, but it's the blues that sell. We all are surrounded by blue sky and blue ocean. That Icelandic series that I make, I've done a lot of mugs in that, because this coloration is selling really well at the moment. Grays and blues with a bit of white. Somebody said grays are in as far as decorating for people. Kind of odd, because we're in the depressing times and with the COVID stuff, and yet people are getting grays. You would think you'd want like bright yellows, like my earlier mug I fetched out. Landscapes with lots of yellow. Of course, that's a hard piece. People don't like decorating with yellows, I guess. It's a hard one to decorate with. But anyway, there's another one, speckle clay, and the white clay, same glazing. Same again, white clay with oatmeal, and oh, look at that. That splashed down deep. That's like the mountain. There you go. Oh, can't get this one off. Okay, this one was fired next to this one. This is the cranberry glaze in Mastering Cone 6 Glazes. Somebody just ordered 4 of these as well. They've ordered green and red like this, so they wanted the opposing colors, I guess. But anyway, and I did the green on the bottom too, so it hooks up with the red glaze, with the green glaze pieces. But it was fired next to this piece, which has my tin glaze on it, and look at the chrome tin pink. When you fire chrome next to a tin glaze, it will make the tin glaze go pink. And it's just a fuming from the glaze, basically. But that's kind of nice that it did that. It gives that nice landscape with all that touch of a sort of sunset there. But that's something you don't really control very easily, except for you just have to put a cranberry or a chrome glaze next to a tin glaze and you'll get that. There's always the one piece in the kiln, and whether this is it, but I think it is. Look at this one. Look at the white with that. How did that happen? It just crystallized so much. This is variegated blue over mouse gray, and then the oatmeal, and a little bit of the white glaze that I have too. So isn't that beautiful? It's just sometimes something just happens that you didn't expect, and that one, came out great. Ah, we got some speckles deeper down in the kiln. There's a little bit, oh, you barely see it, I guess, with the light, but you've got some speckles in that one. But it's still not that many. This is just a faster cooled kiln. and I didn't control the cooling. So in ramp hold, I just did a cone fire, and I should have done ramp hold. It could have controlled the kiln better. The next kiln I actually did ramp hold, so we'll see what the difference is. But that's the dark blue over bright blue and oatmeal. So you see it gets very blue. Here's another one of those mugs for that set. She's got 4 green and 4 red. Somebody ordered some candle holders. I don't make these very often, but that's a nice little candle holder. What's in the greens, sort of dipped in a landscape way. It's got my other green over that piece. That's actually my old apple green. Which is I'm now calling it a slop apple green because it had 2 greens mixed together. And that's another one of those green mugs for that set. And there's another chip and dip in the bright blue, oatmeal, and variegated blue. So this one works much better without the dark blue. Here's some more of the red cranberry ones. Stilts are coming off nice. I'm going to have to knock off the stilt marks on the bottom, but this, I don't use this glaze very often at all. But there you go, red mugs. There's another one fired next to a cranberry piece with the chrome tin pink. The one right next to it was fired like this, and you can see the pink. Oh, it's on the other side there. Wait, why have I had one on both sides? I don't know. But wherever it's next to, you'll get the chrome tin pink. It's kind of nice on the outside with that pink on this piece. Don't usually like it very much, but in this piece, with the landscape, it has that, you know, nice pink sky. But before I do that, quickly, a quick explanation of my glaze wall here. I did this years ago and it's out of date. But I did raspberry cranberry tests all along the bottom, and then I did oatmeal, and then I did the licorice glaze all across there, and waxing brown, variegated blue, 2 different bright blues I was playing with, rutile green, and then I had a kind of creamy oatmeal that's different to the one below there, along there, and then at the top I had apple green. And then I did it vertical too. So basically I double dipped all of those pieces. And so this one was double dipped with oatmeal all the way down. So the right hand side, you can't turn these because they're screwed on the wall, but I had oatmeal over brown, oatmeal over variegated blue, oatmeal over bright blue. And then this one was black double dipped over the top. And then this one was rutile green, and so on all the way across. So it was a way of looking at something and see what it would look like. And they are covered in dust because I don't use this that much anymore. It was good for about 3 to 4, maybe 5 years. And then I got so many more glazes, it's kind of out of date. Anyway, here's the kiln. The big one. So, now this one has a couple of big commissions in it. And then a whole bunch of other things that, let's see if I can get it down enough. These, don't tell my wife, but I made her a dinner set for Christmas. So, so this is that Icelandic series, and I slow cooled the glaze firing here, 100, and I'll do the profile at the end. So the gray color, which is the mouse gray, is much more matte. Still got a gloss to it, but it's more crystallized. The slower you cool it, the more matte it will get. And then it's just the variegated blue on the bottom, basically. But that's actually the slow cool, and that's the bowl for, it's the wavy rim too. So, and I think it's nice because when you store them, they have that wave to them. And I think that's kind of nice for looking at in the cupboard too. The same here. It's got that kind of crackle in the actual white over the oatmeal that I did. Or is it just the oatmeal? Can't remember. I think it's just the oatmeal. But anyway, that's kind of a nice look. Anyway, this guy, I hope it didn't run too much, wanted runs. Oh, yeah, it lifted off the kiln shelf. and I don't see any bits on the kiln shell. So this guy wanted lots of runs, and this is the whales from the other kiln go on top of this piece. So I think he got the runs, and it's not cutting my hand at the bottom, so I know it's not actually it turned out really good. So I'll have to do that again. Oh wee, yeah, look at that. But yeah, he chose a piece and it was a bit tight for him. He said, give me the same colors but make it run and blend more. So I did it with pouring. And he wanted a pair, so let's see whether this one, yep, that's not stuck to the kiln shelf either. Whoa. So did this one run the same? Oh yeah, you've got some of the similar runs there. Oh, look at that, it almost reached the bottom. That would have been a disaster. And that was pure guess about the soak and the cool down slowly. There they are, the lids are on them. So the lids actually fit, and they have a base to those pieces too. Okay, a couple more stilt firing candle holders. The person ordered these, I don't make them very often. There we go. That one looks better. The first firing, it didn't look that hot. And oh look, stilt collapse. That's what happens with stilts, but usually it just comes right off anyway. But that means that stilt's history now. And then a bunch of mugs again. Yep, no running off the bottom. That's good, because I was worried about with the higher temperature, longer soak thing on these, but let's see if it did it with all of them. Yep. Let's see how much it ran all the way to the bottom. So that's that was really lucky. It's very even on the bottom too. Wow. I have to grind off the stilt marks, that's all. Let's go with a different color. Oh, that one left the stilt on the shelf. This is one of those Icelandic ones. We've got snow outside, but it's melting. It's going to rain all day today, so. Oh, that's apple green, bright blue over my oatmeal clay with a yellow on the top of the oatmeal there as well, because it's got oatmeal on the top, but over the speckled clay, it actually gives you that really warm golden. I like that a lot. That's where the blue over the blues here, the green here, and the blue where they overlap gives you that sort of gloss area there. That's nice. There's a matching pair of them. Yeah, those are really nice. I'm going to write that one down. Very nice. Here's the Icelandic ones again. And that's oatmeal up top, the grey on the bottom, which is the variegated blue grey, and then I did bright blue there, and then I did oatmeal with white over the top there. So so that's very nice. That was a different than I usually do it, because I usually use the mouse grey, but I use variegated blue instead. And in actual fact, I think I might like that better. Too late, I made the dinner set for my wife already. Oh, there's always something better coming out. And there's a nice little mug. Yeah, the variegated blue with the bright blue. Yeah, it was so simple. I'll do both variations for a while, see which people prefer. Here's one for the bookstore next door, with the lettering on the bottom. This one, the stilt collapsed again, but it did run down on that one, so I'll have to knock that one off. Usually it just knocks off quite easily. I heard it make that noise then. So now I got to grind off the bottom of that. Stilt collapses are always frustrating. But this, actually this is 10 Miku Gold. And it isn't flecking either, so that's interesting. I wonder what's happening. It is on the bottom, but probably too thick maybe. A little flecking in that one. Oh yeah, better on this side really. There's some flecking down there, but I think it was too thick. I'll have to water the glaze down. My glazes thicken up over time because the water evaporates. My lids are not sealed on very well on the glazes. Oh, that's very pretty. Actually, where the top is there, you can see there's a little bit of crystalling in the oatmeals and the yellow. So that's very pretty. And that is one of my yellow oatmeals. Okay, so this one is the green. Now what green did I use for this? I think this is the old green, which is now my slop green, but because I mixed two green glazes together with dark blue and variegated blue over the top, and that's rich. That turned out very rich. Really nice. And then the cranberry just slip trail for a little bit of highlights just to give it a bit more subtle, but more but subtle, I guess. And then I have a whole bunch of these because I've got dinner sets in my gallery with this pattern and I ran out of mugs, so a lot of these. Oh, and there's two more of the variegated blue with the actual bright blue and oatmeal on the top. Apple green, the same landscape on smooth white clay, and speckled clay, same glazes. So they have different qualities, but both are nice. And there's another green one, another one of the landscape on the smooth white clay. This one has to run a little bit, so I have to grind that one at the bottom. Okay, these, that's still melted down a bit, are the bases for those tall pieces. He wants them to be a certain height, but basically I'm limited by the size of my arm for height of throne piece. You saw that video not long ago. And it was right up to the top of my arm. So, but he wanted it even taller, so I made a base to glue on the bottom. I'll simply epoxy glue this on the bottom, or use earthquake putty so it could be removed. And of course he wanted a matching pair, so I got these ones too. Boy, that's tough. There you go. So that's a simple base for those two big jugs. I'll take pictures of them at the end. More chip and dips. This is a classic for me. The Miku Gold with blue, probably dark blue on this one, and oatmeal. Sometimes I use bright blue, but that turned out really good. And look at all the speckles. So the Miku Gold is really good on this one. Lots of speckles. So I think I glazed the mugs too thick. So and for consistency, there's the duplicate of it. So it's a matching pair of these. There we go. And then just a different one, variegated blue, so no runs for variegated blue, with the bright blue and the oatmeal over the top. Bright blue and oatmeal over the top of variegated blue with a little cranberry slip trailing. And then apple green. No, actually I think that is the old apple green with some blue on the bottom and then the oatmeal over the top. Or was it? No, I think that could even be no oatmeal. That was probably the rutile green glaze over the top. And then one of my favorite colors at the moment. This is a happy summer color and it's winter, so it's seasonal, but I love that color at the moment. It's bright blue, apple green, yellow oatmeal, and then my yellow over the top there. And you just get the yellows using mason stains. And I think I used 10% stain for the yellow. And I can't remember, it was just called Sunshine Yellow. Here's the last kiln. I had 3 of them. And so this is my tiny kiln. This is that Euclid Kiln, about 3.5 cubic feet. It's got 600 firings on it, I think, over at the moment. But that was a nice little bowl there in that dark blue color. That's a new blue for me. I'm finding it a bit too blue, but it's kind of nice when you put it over other things sometimes. But and the rest of this kiln are tea bowls, and of course a couple of other things as well, mostly tea bowls. But that's another one of that set for my wife's Christmas present. So we got this one was slow cooled as well, but there's less crystals in the gray in that one. So still firing. I wiped the bottoms off, then I chickened out because I didn't want it to run, and I didn't need to worry because it didn't run, but I put them on stilts anyway. Oh, that's very pretty. Now, what did I do there? That's rutile green with my other oatmeal. Oh no, these are folk art white with apple green dipped over the top and rutile green dipped over the underside. So that's very pretty. It's a nice little tea bowl. They always feel so nice warm in your hand when you're actually taking them out of the kiln. Could do mulled wine. Oh, look at that one. Could do mulled wine. That's very nice. I love it when you flute and the runs go down. Apple green over folk art white with rutile green. Rutile green is the same glaze recipe as the blue in that Mastering Cone 6 glazes, but I use some copper carbonate in it instead of cobalt. So we've got a few more of the rutile green ones. And that is very nice. Very nice subtle color in that one. Little wine glasses, basically. And then, oh, that one's on tight. Sometimes, if you don't. There you go. Just have to hit the stilt if it actually doesn't want to come off there easily. And then the rest are blue, because I have a guy who wants some blue tea bowls, and I didn't have any left. So we've got a lot of these. I let him, he's going to pick 4 the same size, I bet. And the fluted ones are pretty again, because the way the runs come down a little bit. There we go. Very nice. Christmas in 3 days, eh? What is this? Wednesday, yeah. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's 3 more days to Christmas. We're just getting rain today. It's washing away our white Christmas. So we may have some big piles of snow left on Christmas Day, but most of it will be gone. It's supposed to be heavy rain today, about 1 inch of rain, and about 40 degrees. So that's global warming for you. My building is only 3 feet above the waves when you get a storm, so I got to do something with this building over time. Maybe not much time. Thwaites Glacier is I keep looking at it. They keep talking about that, so that would raise sea level almost 3 feet in a day. So I should probably finish, because they're all like this, basically. A lot of tea bowls. Okay, this is my last kiln, I think, of the year. It's Christmas Eve, and I'm not sure I'm going to be working much in the next week. But this one was the one I did to try and make the 10 Miku Gold sparkle. So let's see what happened. Oh, it's a bit hot. Okay, the pieces are now at 145, so it says on the controller. The difference from the other firing I did was this one, I actually soaked it longer, which you can tell because that stilt is stuck on there. I'll have to knock that one off with my pliers. Oops. Yep, that one stuck to the stuff. But look at the Miku Gold. So the longest soak, it was a long soak, like almost an hour, and it was fired with a very slow cool down, about 150 degrees an hour down to 1750, and then soaked again for another hour. So that's why it ran so much too. So I wonder if more will be like that. Nope, that one's good. This is a Miku Gold Mug, and you can see the gold flecks again. So the slower cool improved that one. Yep, didn't run down. Oh, look at the runs though on the edge. You've got little scalloped edges. So it was running a lot. But oh, look at that one. There's a little handle drip I'll have to grind there, but look how it ran. So that, let's put this up close. Lots of flecks. And that's the oatmeal running down as well. So Miku Gold. Oh, this one. This is classic. Classic Miku Gold in that one with the flecks and the oatmeal on the top there. Well, look at those flecks of gold. And the outside's pretty too. This is one of the ramen noodle bowls. This is another one of the Icelandic series. I made a bunch of these. It's my gift to my wife for Christmas, a little bowl, dinner set of them. And this one, oatmeal on the inside. That's a really pretty oatmeal the way that came out too. Very silky, sort of semi-matte silky. So that one turned out really classic too. The runs, that's variegated blue, and it was almost at the bottom. So I couldn't do much more than this as far as getting the soak for that Miku Gold, because maybe I should even do a shorter soak, I'm not sure, but this is barely surviving as far as runs. Another 10 minutes they may have stuck to the props even more, just the one so far. But that's the mouse grey with the oatmeal and variegated blue at the bottom. Something singing to me. Oh, that one's stuck to. Yeah, it's a Miku Gold, so I'll have to grind that one just under the handle. That's, for me, that seems like the norm a lot of the times. But I'm going to thin the Miku Gold down, but that's really pretty the way it ran. I just have to grind off the bit under the handle. And there's really nice fluting sticking out through the glaze there. So this is variegated blue on thinner, that's why it's not running. Same again, these are the Icelandic colors that I've been doing. So all of these ones are fine, no grinding necessary, but really nice the way the fluting and that grey landscape for the Icelandic effect. With the water, I do the blue there because it's the ocean. Should be frozen, of course, shouldn't it? But anyway, here we go. Got another one of the Iceland ones. The grey is looking really nice on that. And then you've got the blue at the bottom again. I'll skip over these. I don't want to make this video too long. It's my Christmas Day video. And I just closed my store, so the gallery is now closed for the Christmas season. I may open it up sometime between Christmas and New Year. Whoa! Creamy. Look at that. That's folk art white with my apple green and some oatmeal dipped over it. And look at the inside. Oh, I wish the shadow wouldn't be there. That is creamy looking. Very pretty. Same with this one. I hope you can see the colors. I mean, it's just really buttery and creamy. Very pretty. Apple green, folk art white with oatmeal. But the colors are just gorgeous on that. Let's see whether this one ran like the other one. Yeah, just a little bit. I'll have to. Good job I stilted it though, because see how it ran just in two places. but I fired it on stilts even though I had glazed the inside and cleaned off the rim. Glad I did that. But look at the Miku Gold. Very pretty. More of the Iceland ones. Another 2 of them. Yep, this one. I'm going to have to grind this one too. It's the Miku Gold. It was just too... Look at the runs though. I might fire some of these upside down again to get rid of that run on the actually it's not touching the kiln shelf though, but just there's some blues in there too. I can't tell if you can see them or not. There you go. Okay, that's the other one of the Iceland. Is it? I use a chisel, and then that's hard to get off, and just do that, and it comes right out. But sometimes that, wow, that's actually got some really nice white and cream. If you can see in the close-up there, really nice white and cream. This, good. It didn't do any kind of running, but look at that one. That's my bright blue with variegated blue and oatmeal. That's beautiful. When I get blues like that, I love it. My dark blue is not my favorite at the moment. I'll work on it. Here's an unusual one. This is the dark blue. Oh, look at that. It didn't run at all either. Didn't even fire it on a stilt. But I have to say that that is the best that dark blue has ever worked. It's dark blue with variegated blue and bright blue dipped over the top. That one, that's the best I've seen it so far. It has a sort of intense looking, it's got one pinhole. Oh, it's not a pinhole, it's a bit of something in the glaze. It's not rough, so it's just something in the glaze, but look at the colors in that. That's really nice. That's the best I have to say. Maybe I won't change my dark blue at the moment. Okay, what do we have in mugs? We got some good ones. That's a really nice blue mug. Variegated blue, oatmeal over bright blue. Did I date this? Look at this, 2022, because they're not going in the gallery until next year. Dark blue with bright blue and oatmeal, I think, or variegated blue and oatmeal, and that turned out really nice. It's got my olive glaze on the bottom too, because that glaze actually shows the right, that stain through it very nicely. But look at that, very pretty. Oh, there's always something to make you happy again. If you lose a few in the firing, there'll be something to make up the difference and compensate you, because these turned out really pretty. Oh wow, that is very nice. I have to wear magnifiers, I think, to see some of the detail in that wine, because my glasses, it's not even fluted, but you've got some lines coming down there. But that's not a fluted mug, so look at, I mean, give you a, that is pretty. And again here, so this long soak with a long cool down made some really pretty mugs, but boy did I probably jump my electric bill up in this firing. There's some, look at the color down there, bring it back to you, because it's so nice. It's like bluey greens and turquoises and some lavenders almost, but very nice. Another one of those dark blue ones. That is gorgeous. Well, I'll have something for people to look forward to in the showroom after Christmas. And another one, I did several of those then. I'm glad I did. That is just really, and I like the olive on the bottom of that too. Actually, that maybe, yeah, it's rutile green, but when it's thin, it does that kind of olive color. Very pretty. Oh, I did some more of these. Nice Christmas surprise. So I have 3 more of those. I guess I did a set of 4 because they turned out really pretty, and they're all the same on the inside. Not really a noodle bowl, but you could eat out of those bowls too. Oh, some of that one's stuck. It's just the stilts that are sticking on it. Just knock it, and then it falls off. If you just knock it with something metallic on the stilt, it will fall off. But they turned out really pretty. This is the bottom of the kiln now, so lots of these mugs. I am very happy with this blue, the way it turned out this time. I have a decision to make because I don't really want to have to start soaking my kiln this long. It's really increasing the use of power. I'm trying to reduce power. I'm trying to put solar panels on my gallery, so that will be carbon neutral as a building. But we don't use much power in the gallery. It's the pottery where I use a lot of electricity. Well, oh gosh, that is just, can you see that? That is just beautiful. You've got greens, greys, light blue, turquoise, just so many nice colors in there. And it is nice to have the duplication so I know I can do it. But what a long soak. That one without the fluting is less interesting, but still, if I hadn't seen the fluted ones, I'd be very happy with that one too. So, it is Christmas. It's getting on to 3:30. I should be closed. And I'm glad you could join me throughout the last year. The channel grew way more than I ever thought it would. When I started doing this, it was just to keep me busy during COVID. So I'm really glad I've helped a lot of people. I've shared my recipes and the kiln firing schedules. So just ask if you need information on stuff. It's nice to think all you guys out there are trying some of this stuff that I'm doing, and you can actually take it somewhere I couldn't. You know, everybody's got a different history and experience in their lives, and you should be able to just kind of play and let me know what you're doing. Send me some pictures, all right? So Merry Christmas, and thank you Alison and Alex for doing that order just for those 6 mugs I shipped off to here in Canada. And the Lake District is one of the most beautiful places in the UK, so Cumbria I think it was. But so enjoy and have a safe Christmas holiday season, and I'll try and post a video first of the year. All right, enjoy. Bye bye.